Alright, here we are, Scott's Basement of Doom, Friday Night Fights. It is, 2 weeks after Canadian Nationals where we played mid-war. And here we are playing late war. I'm here with Tom, a newer player from in town.
Hello.
You've got British, I've got the Germans. Both our lists are out of Armies of Late War. We are playing Hasty Attack. I end up being the defender. Tom, go through your list and how you've deployed.
I've got a lot of Shermans. I've got three companies, I guess, of Shermans. One of them has 2 Fireflies. The other 2 have 1 Firefly. My HQ is also a group of Shermans. They're in reserve along with one of the groups of 1 Shermans.
Okay.
I've got my infantry motor platoon, which have moved up here.
Yep.
I got the Stuarts, which deployed a bit forward and, well, spearheaded. So they're going to be doing things, trying to grab my objective over here.
Yeah. So because it's Hasty Attack, and because I'm playing German tank, so my list super quickly. It's not much on the board. I've got 3 Nebs. I've got 2 Pumas that spearheaded and split, and I've got 1 unit of Panzer IVs on the board. I've got another unit of Panzer IVs in ambush. I've got the HQ in reserve, and I've got a King Tiger in reserve.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, but it's scattered and delayed reserves, and because I placed stuff here to try and bum rush this, you got to place all that afterwards and pull this objective here. So it's going to be interesting, and you got first turn. So as a reminder, my guys have concealed and gone to ground because I haven't moved yet.
Yeah.
So you will need 6s to hit those guys until I fire, which is why they're behind the hedges.
Well,
So
because I'm attacking, I only get 1 shot anyway, right?
Uh,
Or is that just, or is that for different scenarios?
that might be for meeting engagement, but I mean,
Okay.
if you're gonna shoot, you're gonna want to
I'm
move
going to need
anyways.
to move in order to shoot.
So we'll just catch after the end of turn 1 as he's already started to take the town. Always a good moral victory if you can take the town, if nothing else, because I can't do anything against infantry and buildings right now.
You can't shoot.
Yeah, I know this guy dashed. So at the end of turn 1, Tom moved these guys past a bunch of cross checks to get the guys in here. No, you didn't even bother trying to hit with this. No, you tried to shoot at my Puma that was here.
Yeah, and I got.
You needed
5.
6s and you got a bunch of 5s. These guys hid so that my guys, my Panzer IVs deployed here, didn't have any vision. He didn't get reserves. He did move these guys up here to threaten them with a hardcore dash, and these guys are in his infantry in the buildings. Now, unfortunately for him, I deployed my ambush over here roughly, so I could see him in the open, because they've got scout, which means if I deployed them back here, they would be concealed and gone to ground even if they moved. So I deployed them from ambush here, vaped 2 of them and killed 1 with 5s to hit, and then was able to shoot and scoot back over here. The Pumas moved over here from their spearheading positions over here. The Nebs managed to range in on all the dudes in the building. I hit a bunch of them, but he made all his saves.
Yeah,
So it
one
pinned.
good thing that happened to me this time.
Yeah, but over here, these guys blitzed. Needed 6s to hit these dudes, and I got 3 6s and blasted all 3. So it's good night, Irene, for this.
Good night, Irene.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. So this 1 Firefly hopefully can make its last stand to keep staying in the game, but otherwise I can now start proceeding forwards over here. So that's the end of turn 1. We'll see what Tom can do for turn 2. So Tom, you got reserves?
Yeah, these guys showed up.
Yeah, those guys showed up. Yeah, that's right. So those guys showed up, passed the cross checks, went in while 1 guy failed, whatever. These guys unpinned. You moved a PIAT over here, took a pot shot at one of my Pumas. The lone dude from here, so you didn't get back in with the bailed out guy.
Mm-hmm.
The one guy passes cross check, drove over to this gun here, assaulted here. I failed my counterattack. You consolidated to here, captured the rest of these 2 guns. So hooray for the 1 heroic Stuart,
The only hero.
who then got murdered on my turn. And then these guys moved up and side-shotted the bailed out dude over here. However, over here, I took my 10 shots needing 6s over here. Hit the Firefly. He failed to move the shot over, but rolled the 6 to bounce the shot. So now it is your turn 3. You get 3 dice for reserves. So you get something automatically. What do you have left in reserves anyway?
I already have the command.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. So now your whole army is on the board.
Yes.
But I have killed 2. You really, at this point, you kind of want to just maybe get some platoon kills going here, like my teams. So we'll see. Yeah.
He died as he lived.
He did.
Doing absolutely nothing.
So on turn 3, he was able to move these dudes up here. Those guys came in reserves. He wiped out this platoon here. Bum rushed the infantry to here wisely. Failed to follow me, otherwise they had more guys in bulletproof cover.
Moving ready to fire.
Over yonder, you killed a tank. My return fire, I actually killed off the Firefly. You couldn't move the shot. And over here, these guys drove up and MG'd everybody and only killed 2. But they're pinned. So that's the end of turn 3. You got all your reserves on board, right, Tom?
I do.
Alright, so now it's just playing it out. So turn 4, he moved dudes into the buildings, killed another tank, bailed out this one because his Firefly couldn't pass cross check, but everybody else blitzed and passed cross checks, and he bailed this guy out. Because there's an objective here and an objective here, and I just have this one platoon here, I move them behind the forest here so that if he moves in any direction outside of here for these objectives, I can machine gun them with 4 apiece. I did get reserves and I opted for the HQ only because I want them firing at these guys. They're quicker than the King Tiger, and they came on this board edge, so I just popped him in here. I popped 2 of his Shermans, so maybe another platoon. So we're winding down now for sure. So that's turn 4 on turn 5, or it could be later, whatever.
I don't think I'm going to win at this point because I've lost far too many of my tanks.
Yeah.
Especially that first salvo.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Devastated.
So I did get my King Tiger, which came on over here. I dashed him and followed me. This guy failed to get back in again. These guys sat tight. These guys moved over here for future turns. I'm down to 2 tanks over here, so 1 more and I'm testing. But I was able to kill that 1 dude over here. So that's your revenge. These guys should kill one of these tanks and also stay out of range of this. Or out of line of sight of that.
I think they can do that between.
I can use my laser. But anyways,
Yeah,
we each have all of our stuff on the board. He knows he can't move his infantry forward because of these guys, so I'm playing this part smart. So we'll see. Don't normally do this, but he's going balls out. So I decided I was going to blitz, then move my tactical 8 and start sniping his command unit down there. And he's opting to gamble, so he's hitting, the PIAT's hitting me on a 4, but he moves, so +1, so 5. So if he bails me out, he's assaulting and winning that, capturing a tank. God! 5. No! I saw the 5! It did, and it bounced. But the thing is, you don't have to assault now. And am I going to waste machine gun shots on these guys? Yeah, probably, actually.
If I assault, I can't kill it though, right?
Well, here's where we look up the rules for a PIAT in close combat. So we'll figure it out.
So
I'm going
it's
to do this
against-
live, so it's AT4. So first you have to swing and hit me with the PIAT, yeah.
He hits.
Shit.
Kill him! Kill him!
Yes! I can't believe you got it! You got it! That's
Victory!
epic. It doesn't matter what happens now, you guys captured a King Tiger. That's awesome.
Victory for the British!
I'll try and move it off the commander.
Alright, so flush from the captured tank victory. On my turn, I blitz moved these guys up, machine gunned, pinned them, killed 2. These guys did not remount. No, remounted, and then there's 1 guy left, even with the commander reroll. It's probably because he's not painted. He's not finished painted. Failed his motivation and ran. I took pot shots at his... So basically down, I've got 1 platoon, 1 platoon for my formation. He's got 1 platoon, 1 platoon for his formation. So it's literally just who can kill command models first, and him not having to worry about the King Tiger's pretty good. So I managed to bail both of these guys out, and now it's his turn, whatever this is. So I opted to assault his 3 dudes left, and his PIAT killed another tank in defensive fire. But then I killed the PIAT. So now he's got 2 guys left, so they're testing for the rest of the game. I killed one of those the commanders, but they're not testing. But he is bailed out, so he's got to test a remount. But these 2 guys failed their cross checks, and I lost one over here. So hopefully I don't take too much return fire here, but we'll see. It's really down to the wire.
They're all dead.
So Tom ends up winning, which is good. So the guy didn't get back in over there. I only had 2 tanks over here. These 2 tanks that failed their cross checks were way too far. So needing 6s, he was able to plug one of them, leaving my platoon leader here. And wouldn't you know it, this guy rolled a 1 for his motivation at the start of my turn, and he's out of range here. And those guys, my only guys left on the board really, and they're out of formation. So literally, if it had gone one more turn, I would have killed him, and you would have been the same thing.
Yeah, it was.
So
really, it was down to the.
That was an epic game for sure. The PIAT is the best because he killed a Panzer IV in defensive fire and assaulted and killed a King Tiger. So that was a pretty good game there.
PIAT is the lord of the British.
Yeah. So in terms of lists, how do you like your list? I think there's too many Shermans.
There is a lot of Shermans. This list is mainly made up of things that we just had.
Yeah,
I know what,
and that happens. Things you have at hand.
I know my dad's ordered a bunch of Achilles, and that's going to replace, I think, the motor platoon and one of the Shermans.
But that's just more. Yeah, but that's more Fireflies.
Yeah.
And what is that going to do against Soviets? Nothing.
Basically.
Because your infantry is just going to walk up and laugh.
Oh boy. All right. Can't wait till I get my Soviets to
For me, I played very aggressively, which is fine. I knew that this is. I moved up, was trying to win the game before they could assault. I had forgotten that PIATs were AT4 on the top armor though in version 4. I'm used to boys anti-tank rifles being awful in mid-war. After a year and a half of playing only mid-war, so that's kind of my own fault. Yeah, so that was a good game, and it looks like it's winding down over there too. I see Typhoons with rockets and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for the game, dude. That was a great game. Go PIAT.